Okay guys, so up to this point we have talked about the primary chords in a scale. So the primary chords that are built on the first key of the scale, the fourth key of the scale, and the fifth key of the scale. These chords are used for the most part in musical compositions and in different styles of music. They can be used in classical music, in jazz, in pop music, in rock music, in blues. So in G major scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, you also will have your primary chords. The first chord will be built on the first key of the scale, which is G. So the chord will be G, B, D. Then the fourth key of the scale is C. So you will have your chord C, E, G. And the chord built on the fifth key of the scale is D, F sharp, A. Primary chords 1, 4, 5. In the accompaniment in piano compositions, we have the F major chord, which is going to have one more note on top. The chord itself will be D, F sharp, A, C. So you will have 5 seventh chord. So we are familiar with the seventh chord already. We know that it is supposed to have 4 sounds. So D, F sharp, A, C is a 5 seventh chords. Now when we accompany on the piano in the left hand, very often we are using an incomplete chord for the 5 seventh. And now guys, let's look at our primary chords in G major on the piano in a song here. Before we play the song, it's a little song, 8 measures only. Before the song, let's play these primary chords in the left hand bass clef. For that you will need G, B, D. You will need your left hand positioned on G, B, D with fingers 5, 3, 1. And remember that F is sharp here. G, B, D, G, C, E, and F sharp, C, D. So you will have G major, C major, and D 7th chord. And I can number them 1, 4, 5, 7. These are 3 primary chords that we need. Now let's play them in the longer exercise here, 3 measures only. So we'll start G major, C major, G major, D 7th, G major, and again G major, C major, G major, D 7th, G major. Remember that our chords are used very often in different inversions. They are not going to be used in root positions. It's done for your physical comfort, so you keep your hand and your chords are close instead of moving long distances. Now let's look at the short song here. The whole song is in G major. You can tell this by F sharp next to the treble clef and bass clef, plus the end of the song is G note in the right hand and G major chord in the left hand. This immediately tells us that the whole song was in G major. Now, in the right hand, you will need to move your fingers, switch your fingers on one note, like you see in the measure, in the second measure, after the first incomplete measure. You will see your primary chords in the accompaniment, only 3 chords that you are supposed to know here, and different note values, of course. You have your eighth notes, you have your quarter notes, you have your dotted quarter notes, and dotted half notes also. I will play this little song and I will count it. I will play with both hands because the left hand is not very difficult. It has only 3 chords. The whole song, even though it's short, it's in da capo al fine. So it has da capo al fine, it means A, B, A. So you will play from the beginning until you see the word D, C, al fine. Then you go back to the beginning and play the first 4 measures until the bar line with the word fine. This is the end of the song. A, B, A structure. So I'll play and count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and. So this was the song. If you noticed, when I played the first 4 measures, I repeated them twice. So when you play from the beginning, you repeat the first 4 measures twice, then you go to the middle section, then you go back to the beginning and play these 4 measures once. I will play the whole song again without counting, of course much faster, the way it should be played. Now guys, let's look at another very common rhythmic structure. It's called syncopated note. So here you have the example of the syncopated note. So you will have the notes like 8th notes, 1 and 2, and that is also connected with a line to a half note. So the notes are played between the main beats, like here. This is the main beat, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this note is played between the main beats because it's coming on end after 2. So 1 and 2 and you will have your main beat on 3. So this note will be played between the main beats and held throughout the next beat by the curved line, making these tied notes. So what will happen here is something very interesting with the rhythm. So I will clap this rhythm first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and. So I clap only this note, but I'm not clapping this note. So the rhythm is changing a little bit. It's not becoming very square. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I will clap without counting. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And there are other examples like that, where you have your tied notes in the middle of the measure. Let's look at the song where you have your syncopated notes. The song is called Why Am I Blue? And as always, let's look at everything that we need to know and understand before playing a song. As you can see, the whole song is in G major. The F sharp is located by the treble clef and the bass clef. It tells us that every F note here is sharp. Plus the ending, you see the G major chord at the very end, so it tells us also that the whole song was in G major, G, B, D, G7th chord. The song is in 4/4. It has syncopated notes here in a couple of places. You have different note values here. You have your eighth notes, you have your half notes, you have your whole notes here. Now you have your primary chords in the accompaniment. You have your G major chord, you have your C major chord inverted here, and you have your D7th chord also inverted. Remember to use F sharp for D7th. You have your accidental B flats here. So the B flat doesn't belong to G major scale, but still the composer or the person who composed this piece wanted to hear B flat here, and you see the B flat in a couple of places here as well. You see your natural sign that cancels B flat here. So to make sure that you cancel, you don't play B flat anymore. The whole song is supposed to be played twice. You have two endings here, if you can see on the bottom of the page at the end of the song. You have your first ending where they tell you play first time only. It means you play this first ending when you play the whole song for the first time. Then you see the repeat sign. It means that you go to the beginning of the song and you play the complete song the second time. But on the second time you are not playing the first ending. You will play the second ending. So the first ending is for the first time when you play the song. The second ending for the second time when you play the song, but make sure to skip the first ending. I will play the whole song counting. I will play with both hands because the left hand is simple. We have only 3 chords here, our primary chords, and that's it. Nothing else is going on here. I will play and count. Put your hands in G position. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 now I will play the complete song a little bit faster, and I'm not going to count. Now you can practice. Now let's look at another song in G major. So this song is in a blues style. You will have enough of sharps and flats and natural signs here, so you need to pay a lot of attention here already. Plus you need to pay attention to your finger numbers, because you are moving away from the static hand position and you will be changing your fingers and moving up and down here little by little. And pay attention to your counting, because you will have your eighth notes, dotted quarters, you have your rests. Now the whole song is using the structure ABA again, the capo al fine sign you see at the end of the page, on the bottom of the page. It means that you will have to go to the beginning of the song and play the first half again, where you see the word fine. It says last time only, repeat 3 times, getting slower and slower each time. So they told you that at these 2 particular measures, at the end of the composition, where you have the fine sign, these 2 measures have to be played 3 times, slowing down little by little. It will give you more expression. Because music is not just, playing exactly together with the beat. Sometimes people slow down, sometimes they speed up. So it creates this feeling of a live music. Okay, so I will play at one hand at a time here, because there's many things going on here. I start with my right hand, finger 5 on G, and I will be going down G, F, D, D flat, C, and after C I will have to cross my second finger over C and then play G. So this is the finger pattern. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So you will have to cross and make sure you are doing it correctly. Okay, so I will play my right hand part counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I played these last two measures twice, slowing down to show that this is the end and to be more expressive. Now let's look at the left hand. The left hand, you will have to move lower to your left. So going from middle C, this is middle C, this is G, and then you move down to the next G, 1 octave lower. You put your finger 5 on G. I'll play my left hand part, counting the same way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we are ready to combine both hands. So if you look, you are moving from middle C, so this is going to be G, and all you need is to move to other G notes like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 Let's see what it sounds like without counting, and more expressive and free and a little bit faster. I will also use a pedal here, which you can also do. Now you can practice this song.